Welcome to Hawk Takes. We're going to discuss the whirlwind weekend in Kinnick, the highs, the lows, and what the Hawks need to improve on going forward. I'm Jonathan Rawson here with Natalie Acapeti. What'd you think of the game, Natalie?
Well, John, coming off a loss from number 18 ranked Wisconsin last Saturday in Kinnick, it was just devastating, and we still all know it. The Hawks have had some solid matchups so far this season, and for example, I felt that Iowa State tested our defense and UNI tested our offense, but Wisconsin was just the moment the Hawkeyes just had to put it all together and they could not execute their game plan as well as they thought they could. They didn't play obviously clean on Saturday and they made some critical errors, but hopefully they learned from this loss and can figure out how to come out strong at Minnesota for this next matchup. The Hawkeyes are also going to be put to test as they go to compete on the road for 2 weeks after this bye week. As we know, when the Hawks aren't in Kinnick, they tend to struggle a little bit more, and against a rival like Minnesota, crowd support can really be important to getting a win. The Hawkeyes need to come out of this bye week with a determined mindset to move the ball down the field. But what do you think about all this going on, John?
You know, Natalie, I think you make some really good points. Like you said, the Hawkeyes have had an extra week to prepare for another trophy game, this time against Minnesota. However, the Gophers also have an extra week to prepare. Both teams are coming off losses in games they should have won. The Gophers traveled to Maryland and were sent home after a dismal performance, losing 42-13 to their Eastern Division rivals. Both teams want to capitalize on their bye week and bounce back with the W. If the Hawkeyes want to bounce back after their bye week, they need to fix two things. First, run defense. The Iowa rushing defense was Swiss cheese against the Badgers' rushing attack. A lot of holes and really soft. The lack of run defense allowed the Badgers' passing game to thrive. While the Golden Gophers do not have a Jonathan Taylor, they have a strong trio of backs that average around 155 yards per game. Iowa defensive coordinator Phil Parker's run defense must be improved over the bye week. They cannot give up holes for Minnesota like they did for the Badgers. The second thing the Hawkeyes need to fix during the bye week, you guessed it, punt returns. 2 fumbles on punt returns robbed the Hawkeyes of 2 possessions and gave the Badgers 7 free points. In order to win Big Ten games, Iowa cannot make costly mistakes like they did against Wisconsin. If the Hawkeyes fix those 2 things and maintain their offensive consistency, they should be golden against the Gophers.
I completely agree with all those points, John. Clearly the punt return mistakes were just turning points, but little mistakes can also cost a game. So they need to be smart with the ball in general, and especially the bye week here is going to be crucial for athletes in general. Getting back into the pace of things, getting rejuvenated and getting rest is going to be really good for coming off to for Minnesota's game.
Exactly, very true. Bye weeks gives guys a chance to rest, and a lot of guys aren't going to be 100%, but the bye week gives them a chance to recover. A lot of those guys are going to be nursing injuries nobody knows about. This bye week gives them a chance to fix their mistakes and get organized.
I completely agree with that, especially with the bye week being early. I think this is almost better for the Hawks just because they get to learn from these mistakes early, and hopefully that'll help them push throughout the season. But the Hawkeyes need to get use this week to get organized and fix their mistakes and execute their defense. Minnesota's also coming off a hard loss from Maryland, and I think that was just tough for the Gophers as well. So I think that's how both teams are going to be coming in, trying to win this game. So it should be a really good game.
Yeah, exactly. Minnesota doesn't want to lose at home to an Iowa team, especially after losing last week in Maryland in embarrassing fashion. Iowa still has a chance to win the West. They're not out of it completely, so they really need to win October 6th in Minnesota.
Awesome. I completely agree with that. Well, let's hope that the Hawks can pull off that win against the Gophers. But thanks again for joining us this week. If you want more content, catch our other segments on the Daily Iowan YouTube page and also catch our morning broadcast at dailyiowan.com.